guys, you know what time it is. It's your boy David at the Irish Hotspur, Ireland's #1 Spurs fan. And today we bring you another edition of the Keep, Loan or Sell series. Of course, joined by co-host Jack Kinnicky. First of all, I want to say to everybody out there, happy weekend. And I hope everybody has a good one. But Jack, who are we doing today, my man?
Today, Dave, we are doing Matt Doherty. Matt Doherty, who just came off the back of a pretty decent season, at least a good half season, you might say, under Antonio Conte. Matt Doherty, age 30 years old, turning 31 next season, joined the club in last season, August 2020, for a fee of £15 million. Probably still quite a ridiculous fee, no matter, his sort of turnaround. I still think it's an absurd transfer. Total matches played for Spurs in his career so far, 51. And in those 51, he's actually had 10 goal involvements, which is actually not that bad for a fullback, 1 in every 5 games. This season, 24 matches played and 6 goals and assists combined. Matt Doherty, the way you would probably describe him is like someone that you probably would put on your first, like on your sell list. He probably was one of the first players on it until the sort of turnaround under Antonio Conte. Apparently, he just sat down and kind of just maybe listened to what Conte was asking from him from that position, started working a lot harder in training, and then just kind of won over the manager. And that way, in that sort of sense, I could see him keeping his spot next season. Maybe he's not going to be playing week in, week out, but I do expect him to maybe stick around in Conte's squad for at least next season. Dave, any thoughts on Doherty? I mean, I think that's pretty much my feeling with keeping him, is that he kind of has won over Antonio Conte. So I don't really know if there's any evidence to suggest that he is going to be leaving, because he did win over Conte.
Oh, do you know what, Jack? Matthew James Doherty, he really does. He's a conundrum, this guy, Jack. He's a conundrum. Look, for me, I'll be honest, up until this season, I wanted him gone. I thought last season he was absolutely atrocious in a Spurs jersey. Can never forget that game against Arsenal that he played. Of course, him being an Arsenal fan. But look, credit to the guy, Jack. It wasn't in Conte's plans, and this is Conte's words, not mine. He went away, he worked on his game, waited for his opportunity, and he took it. And when he came into the side under the Conte system, he certainly got the best out of him, the better out of him than what Jose Mourinho managed to do, or Ryan Mason or Nuno managed to do. So for me, I think if you're looking at Conte's plans going forward, you look at the guy, he's 30. I know Conte prefers players that have kind of been around the block, his experience and stuff like that. I'll be honest, I think Conte keeps him. I really do think Conte keeps him. I think Tottenham will keep him. I think it'd be very hard to sell him anyway off the back of the injury he has.
Yeah, he has no sell-on value. I feel like that's the other problem.
Yeah. But also the injury going into the summer, Jack. I mean, no clubs knows how he's going to bounce back. So it's a bit of a risk for them to kind of take that on board. But look, for me, I think you look in terms of what he offered going forward. He played right wing back. He even done it against, I think it was Newcastle at left wing back, if I think that's the right team. Yeah. And for me, I do think Conte sees a bit of something in this guy. And I think, look, he's been our most productive right wing back this season. I think he stays all day long, Jacko. But look,
I think regardless of what we may think of him, I think he stays all day long, Dave, because I feel like he's really, when you look at it, like it is kind of a microscope of a part where he actually did perform for us. If you really look at his whole career, like he's had dreadful performance after dreadful performance for Spurs, but has turned it around in a brief kind of moment under Antonio Conte. And what's actually funny with him, it's not like the whole time it's gone well under Conte. Like it took him even a while to get going under Conte as well. But he did have some pretty fantastic words to say about the player Antonio Conte did about Matt Doherty, which is why, Dave, I feel like he's staying.
What I will say is, Jack, look, although he did have that good run, and I'm just trying to be a bit realistic here. We also have to remember there was defensive flaws in his game, even though he was having that good run going forward. Hopefully he can cut them out. Maybe not the best early from the defensive set pieces. We've seen that time and time again this season as well. But what he offers going forward, I think, is absolutely what Tottenham were looking for when they signed this player. It's took him a year to adjust. Look, he's ended up fighting off Serge Aurier for that position. Emerson was brought in, and he still held him off for that position. So credit to the guy. It's not like he hasn't had to fight for his position. Look, don't get me wrong, the two people he's been up against, maybe Look, I'll be honest, Jack. You could play a right wing back ahead of them. You know, they're not great at all. But look, for me, I think he's definitely earned his keep. I just have reservations going into next season. Is he good enough with the amount of big games we're going to be playing every
Mm,
single 3 days? I have my reservations, but we can't sell everybody. And for me, I think he stays. So
yeah,
I'm
completely
happy to
agree.
keep him. I do want to sing his song though because I do like it. Here's to you, Matthew Doherty. The yids we love you more than you know. Oh, whoa. Just have to sing it. I love it, Jack.
Whoa. Matt Doherty, let us know what you think in the comments, everybody. I think, honestly, most of you are going to be saying keep. Let us know if maybe it's something different and give us your reasoning. If there's anything that maybe you disagreed with, with our synopsis of Doherty, feel free to put that in the comments down below. Like I said before, hit that like button on your way out. And David, as we always say, come on, you Spurs, and
Come
in
on, you
Conte we
Spurs. In
trust.
Conte we trust.